If you're like most Americans, you probably don't know the name Huawei, and you've never heard of smartphones called the Mate 7 or 8, much less the Mate 9. But this is more than just another superphone out of China. It's a device meant to solve three of the biggest problems facing smartphones today. I'm Michael Fisher, here with a quick look at the Huawei Mate 9. Bad battery life, slow software performance, and poor camera quality. Those are the three main problems Huawei set out to solve with the Mate 9. I'll report on whether it succeeds in my full review. For now, I'll just tell you how the phone tries to solve them. First up, battery life. The Mate 9 packs a 4,000 mAh power pack. That's about 30% larger than most of the Android smartphones I've reviewed this year. Plus, the display here is a modest Full HD resolution. Now that means it's not as sharp as some of its super high-end competitors, but it also means there are fewer pixels for the processor to drive. While I still would have preferred an AMOLED panel over the LCD here, this screen is more than serviceable, and if it does allow for increased endurance, then I'm all for it. There's also a new fast charging protocol here called Huawei Supercharge. With the inbox adapter, the company claims you can get from 0 to 58% in a little over half an hour. And in the shadow of Samsung's Note 7 recall, Huawei was sure to tell me several times how safe and cool the charging system is. Next on the checklist, slow performance. Every Android phone is pretty quick out of the box these days, but over time, performance erosion sets in. The phone's slowing down as app junk piles up and weighs down the system. Huawei's mantra with the Mate 9 is, born fast, remain fast, which I like, despite its clunkiness. At the heart of the phone is the all-new Kirin 960 system on a chip, which includes a bunch of speed improvements. But Huawei puts a lot more emphasis on software. The Mate 9 uses machine learning algorithms to essentially figure out how you use your phone over time, and then it uses that information to optimize the performance of your favorite apps. There's also stuff like GPU acceleration and memory compression that Huawei says it does differently than stock Android. It even uses a different file system altogether, which explains why the company has stuck with its own user interface. With EMUI 5, Huawei thinks it can deliver a better software experience than Google can, especially in terms of keeping the phone speedy as it ages. Now, only time will tell when it comes to that. All I can say today is that the new interface looks pretty nice and gives you the typical Huawei customizations. Knock on the glass for a screenshot, use the fingerprint scanner as a trackpad, put custom buttons in your nav bar. My favorite? You get to keep the traditional Android app drawer if you want. And yes, I want. Finally, there's the camera, which has been completely reworked since the last Mate. We've now got a Leica-branded 2-camera system featuring a 12-megapixel color sensor and a 20-megapixel monochrome shooter. The spec sheet says the color camera is optically stabilized, but there's a lot of questions I still have on that, and also where the second camera factors in is alien to me. I didn't get to use the Huawei P9, so this is uncharted territory for MrMobile. I'm a little worried about the f2.2 aperture. It's not the largest around, so image quality in low light is an open question. On the other hand, there's plenty of toys to play with in the viewfinder here, so we'll just have to see how this performs out in the real world. The rest of my impressions span the spectrum. Nice surprises like an IR transmitter, and old favorites like a headphone jack, and meh moments like boring bottom-firing speakers. And as for how it feels like a Mate 8, or a Mate 7, or a smoother Nexus 6P. In other words, it's a big, yet thin aluminum phone. Huawei isn't exactly reinventing the wheel here. The interesting question, to me, is whether it manages to fix those three big problems it sets out to fix, and when it will be made available in North America. Stay tuned to MrMobile and Android Central for the answers to those questions, which we hope to come very soon. In the meantime, check out my other big phone reviews, and be sure to subscribe on YouTube so you don't miss more mobile tech media from MrMobile. Till next time, thanks for watching, and stay mobile, my friends.